Hello, Summit. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new to my channel, you are highly welcome. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this stylish blouse. The inspiration has a long sleeve, but because of the yards of my material, I decided to make mine short sleeve and I changed the neck. There are different variations to this blouse, but the main focus of this blouse is the twisted design at the front. So you can decide to do any sleeve or neckline of your choice. If this is a tutorial you're interested in, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get right into this video. For this tutorial, I'll be working with 1 yard of dotches, but if you want to recreate the long sleeve, you can use up to 2 yards depending on your size. But for the blouse I made use of 1 yard of fabric. So now I folded my fabric and this folding is giving me 15 inches. So I'm cutting the sleeve together. So it's a cut together sleeve. So now I will measure my shoulder divided by 2, just as if you want to cut your boo. So that's how you do the shoulder area. So now I'm trying to measure the length, and before I forget, I'm cutting the back first. So the back here, I want it to be like 25.5 inches. Then I will still add my hemming allowance and the joining allowance at the top, which is 1.5. So I will add that later, but the length of my blouse, I want it to be 25.5. So I will add 1 inch to hem at the bottom and half inch to hem at the top. I will still add it at the bottom later on in this video. Just keep watching. So guys, at the top here, you go ahead and measure your shoulder divided by 2, and you measure your desired sleeve. So if you are making a cut together long sleeve, you also measure the length of your sleeve. But if you are making a cut together long sleeve, that will require a lot of fabric compared to attaching the long sleeve to a normal basic bodice. So if you want to make a normal basic bodice, it is also very possible. Just draft your basic bodice. So now I've marked out this line. I'm sorry, this part was not showing, it was not intentional. So after doing the shoulder slope, so after marking the shoulder, the leftover I have, I just went down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope. Then for my sleeve opening, I measured my desired sleeve opening. I used 8 inches for mine. Then I added the sewing allowance of 1.5 to it, because I'll be sewing the side with 1.1 inch and the shoulder part with half inch. So that's the sewing allowance. So the next thing you will do now is to take your bust measurement divided by 4. So your bust measurement divided by 4, then you had ease allowance and sewing allowance. So my bust, I measured my bust divided by 4. Then I added ease allowance of 1 inch and sewing allowance of 1 inch. So altogether that's 2 inches. So that's what I have here. So the next thing I will do now is to connect the shoulder, the sleeve rather, to the body. And we'll be doing that. We'll be using a curve because we can't sew this sharp edge, so we have to blend it in, which we'll be doing later. So the measurement I have at this bust area, I've also transferred it to the hem of my blouse. We are not using our hip measurement here because there is a slit by the side of the blouse, so it won't be tight on your hip if your hip is bigger than your bust. So what you have at your bust area, just measure it down there, then connect it straight down like this. So like I said, we'll be connecting this part here with a curve so that we can sew this easily. And before I forget, I will also add my 1.5 sewing and joining allowance at the bottom of this blouse soon. After taking all these measurements, you can proceed to cut. Please note that we are cutting the back first, so the front is longer than the back, which you'll be seeing very soon when I'm cutting. So guys, let's cut the front bodies. So you place your back bodies on the front just like this, and you will add an extension at the bottom. The extension can be as much as 6, 7, depending on your fabric that you have or depending on what you want. So the extension can be as long as possible depending on what you want. So guys, for my extension, I'll be using 6 inches. So I'm using 6 inches for the extension of the front. So the front is longer than the back with 6 inches. Then I'll go ahead and cut. But before I cut, I will blend this to the side. Please, I will advise you watch this video to the end because there are some correction I later made to the front. Please watch the video to the end so that you can get all the details and you can get it perfectly. I will go ahead and cut this out now before I work on the neckline. So guys, let's work on my neckline. So like I said, you can do any neckline of your choice. So for me, I decided to use 3.5 by 1 for my back neckline, and for my front neckline I use 3.5 by 4. So if you are using a small neckline, make sure that your head can enter into your blouse. Don't make it too small that your head cannot enter. And if you are making it wide, you can decide on what you want to do. If you want to use a cano neckline or any neckline of your choice, you can just decide that and go ahead. My back neckline is 3.5 inches wide by 1 inch deep, while my front neckline is 3.5 inches wide by 4 inches deep. After the neckline, you can now proceed to open up the center front of your fabric. So what I did was to measure my under bust from the shoulder. As you can see that I left 0.5 at the top. You know, I'll be joining that side. So I measured my under bust. So I'll be opening up the blouse up to the under bust area. So that's how you do it. So guys, after the opening, we can now decide to go ahead and start joining our fabric together. So I'll be joining this at the shoulder. I'll be joining the shoulder together. I'll be adding a band to my sleeve because I want it to be a little bit longer than this. I told you I'm working with 1 yard of fabric, so I'm trying to manage my fabric. So I'll be adding a band at the sleeve part. Yes. So this is the fabric I'll be using for the band at the sleeve. So I'll fold it like this and attach it to the sleeve opening. And this other fabric that is tying in is for the rope. So we need to make a rope for our blouse. So I cut out 1.5 inches for the rope. So I'll be sewing it with 1/4 inch and I'll be turning it out. So after joining the shoulder and adding the band at the sleeve opening, this is what we have, and this is my rope too. So after confirming my measurement, I noticed this was not up to my under bust, so I have to correct it and take it upward a little bit. So I have to open this upward a little bit. It must get to your under bust measurement. So guys, after opening this up, the next thing I did was to measure 3 inches here. So after fixing this rope on the 3 inches below, like from where the opening stop, I measured 3 inches below and I fixed the rope, but it was not giving me what I needed, like what I needed it to give me. So I need to move this rope down by 10 inches. So I move it down from where the opening stop by 10 inches. So don't do 3 inches. If you do 3 inches, when you crisscross the front, it will not give you what you want. So please go down by at least, let's say, 10 inches, or let's say between 9 10 inches. So that's what you should do. Don't fix it like this. I later corrected it and I did not show it in the video. I moved it down like to 10 inches for it to give me what I want. If you observe this blouse very well, there's an opening by the side. We did not close the side of the blouse. So this is how you get the opening by the side. Just measure from your shoulder downward to your half length. From your shoulder downward to your half length, then the remaining part you make it open. So I've already measured that. So the distance I now have from the bottom, from the hem line of my blouse upward, was about 10 inches opening. So yours may not be 10 inches. Just measure from your shoulder to your half length. So that is the point the sewing should stop at. So after fixing this rope, you will use a bias. I used a bias tape to turn this opening here. I used the bias tape to turn it up, the opening at this point here. You will need a bias tape to turn it. So that was what I did, and it came out really, really nice. And for my neckline too, I will also be using a bias tape to also turn it. So after sewing the side, I like to notch so that the sleeve area can come out really, really nice. I like to notch. So please go ahead and notch this part very well so that when you will turn it to the right side, it will lay flat and you will iron it very well. So guys, this is my blouse. I've not even ironed it yet. I'm still sewing. So this is what the blouse looks like. So after that, the next thing I went ahead to do was to hem this part. Like I said that I make some correction at the front, but I just needed to show this part first for you to see the difference before I now show you the corrected part. Please watch till the end so that you can get all the details. So guys, I went ahead to hem this blouse, and after hemming, this is what I have. So those dark spots on the fabric are just seam that came out from my iron. So this is what it looks like at first. After I was done, before the correction, this is what it looks like. As you can see, the front, if you notice, the front is the same, is straight, just like the back. It's just this lower side that is curvy, which is wrong. It's not wrong because I will show you what this outcome gave me on the mannequin before I now correct it, so you can decide which one you actually want from the two designs. So this is what the blouse was looking like, and this is what it looks like when I put it on the mannequin. As you can see, this M line of this blouse that is giving like will I call it a L shape at this bottom, and we don't want this L shape, we want it rounded. From the inspiration, it was rounded. So what I did was to do another shaping. You see where that joining stopped by the side, this side here. So I connected it like a curve to this end, like I did it like a curve to this end. So I loosen it out like this. Then curving it I'll be curving it from this point here. I'll be curving it just like this to this edge here. If you notice my rope, that my rope is now down compared to the first one when I showed you. So that's it. So after cutting it out, this is what we have, and after sewing, this is what the blouse is looking like. As you can see, the difference between the front and the back now, that the back is curved from that side downward, it is curved. So that's what you should have to get the desired result. So I'll put the two side by side for you to decide which one you prefer. Is it the one that is curved or that square one? So this was the one that was curved, and I was trying to fit it on the mannequin to now see the difference between the two. So the next clip you'll be seeing after this is me placing the two side by side, so you can decide which one you prefer. Let me know in the comments section which one you prefer and which one is nicer, or which one is better. But I prefer this curved one compared to that other shape, because from the inspiration I've been seeing this shape, not this other one. So I just have to correct it. Even when I was done with the blouse, like totally done, I have to loosen the blouse and just correct it to get the desired result. So guys, A or B, let me know which one you prefer. Is it A or B? I actually preferred A. I love A so much, and I love the outcome of A. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Drop a comment for me in the comment section, like this video, share this video with your friends and community, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.